Welcome to Gamers Platform.
Oh.
Yeah! Good. Oh, baby! Look at that!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Adam Wolf from Gamers Platform, and welcome back to another episode of Technical Reactor. Now, normally, this is the video reaction, or trailer reaction, or whatever kind of series I've got going on my channel, and normally what we would do is we'd be looking at the technical side of things, at least trying to identify you know, what kind of graphic techniques that most of these companies are using in their video games. But this is Frostbite. I mean, we all know what it looks like and how impressive it is, so we're not going to go over that. What we're just going to do is really just trying to, you know, just see what they're thinking about doing for their own Battle Royale. And I'm mildly curious about what this Battle Royale is going to offer, and I've always been wondering what it'd be like to have a Battle Royale in the Frostbite engine. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the official Firestorm trailer. I started it a little after the beginning because it showed the Xbox logo and whatever.
This is Firestorm, Battlefield 5's new Battle Royale experience. Fight for survival across land, air, and sea.
Did you get some Scottish dude to read this?
Brings the biggest map ever to the Battlefield franchise. An immense sandbox, 10 times bigger than Hamada from Battlefield 5. All with Battlefield's signature gunplay, visuals, combat vehicles, and destructible environments. This is a world dominated by the Firestorm. A deadly ring of fire that destroys everything in its path.
Now, I did see that other trailer, and it was actually very well done. 17 plus the tractor.
Whether you're rolling in heavy armor, cruising in a Schwimmwagen, or patrolling the skies with a prototype helicopter.
Now, if you're wondering if that helicopter is actually real, yes, it was actually a thing back in World War II. It was a prototype and never was used, unfortunately. Helicopters didn't come into prominence until about the Vietnam War. But it did exist in one way or another.
And new to Firestorm, squeeze off some rounds in a last act of defense. Although not all loot is just lying around. Strong boxes and safes have some of the best items. If you're willing to take the risk.
Nobody in their right mind would just stand there and watch their friend get stabbed without actually shooting the guy.
Together will open them faster. Break out a combat vehicle and you might have an advantage. But remember, they can be countered by anti-vehicle weaponry and gadgets. Complete a resupply point objective, and you'll be rewarded with rare or epic loot for the squad. These won't be easy to obtain. Watch for the barrage balloons and you could snag a supply drop, artillery strike, V1 rocket, and even a tank.
Sturmtiger.
This world is a sandbox, and every victory is unique. As the Firestorm shrinks, your squad will have to adapt to each new situation to become the last one standing.
Pretty badass, you know, as usual. Ew, go away. Anyway, so nice. I like the trailer. I like it. It looks nice as always, and I think that's how you pronounce it. Sturmtiger. I don't know, Storm Tiger, Tiger Tank. Now, based on what I've seen, I have seen gameplay from Jack Frags. That tractor's really funny. It's 17 vehicles. I didn't realize there was that many, but there's 17 vehicles at release of Firestorm, which is happening tomorrow, Monday, March 25th. So if you already own Battlefield 5, you will have access to Firestorm. Unfortunately, that's the downside of this, is that it's tied to the base game, so you have to pay $60 or whatever. It's been on sale. It's been half off recently, so I don't know if any of you got it while it was half off. I definitely think it was probably best to do that, to get it while it was half off. But yeah, there's an entry fee basically, so that's unfortunate. So it may not do as well as they'd want it to, up against other games like Apex and Fortnite, which are free, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe that sale recently that they had produced more players and more sales of the game. So what I've heard is, of course, you know, you got your vehicles, you drop in like this, like normal, like any other Battle Royale. It's 64 players only, not 100, so I find that interesting. It's basically the same as a maxed out server in the base game. I also find it funny that, you know, when they said, oh, it has all the feeling of Battlefield 5, it's like, but it is still Battlefield 5. Why wouldn't you just say the base game? Like, they're trying to sell this as something else, and it's just a mode in Battlefield 5, so I don't know why that was said. Frostbite, of course, looks amazing as always. It's an amazing engine. So there's only 64 players. I don't know whether or not they're actually going to increase that number. There hasn't been anything made concrete yet. So I guess if they want to increase it to 100, if it does well with 64 players, maybe they'll increase the number. But and I think 100 players still would not be enough. I'll pull up an image of the map right now. They literally said it's 10 times the size of Hamada, which is the biggest map in Battlefield 5 base game. It is huge, and that snowy part that you guys see in the top right corner, not actually. That you would think that maybe that would be out of bounds. No, that's part of the map. So you've got a couple different biomes to play through. And even if you add 100 people, you take a look at the size of the map, 100 people is still not going to be enough to really kind of like make sure that it's full. But as gameplay goes, basically there's, unlike all the other battle royales where you get the basically access to the full map before the circle closes in, because this map is so large, the Firestorm actually is placed in the map at the beginning of the match. So it's definitely going to be a lot smaller to start. You're not going to actually get access to the entire map at the beginning of the match. So it's going to really pick a spot on the map for the game to start. It's still going to be a large chunk of it, you know, don't get me wrong. Maybe about, I want to say, close to half of the map is going to be available. Maybe a quarter of it. I'm not entirely sure. Based on what I saw, it was roughly about a quarter, sometimes maybe and a half, depending on where it lands. But, you know, the map is still huge, so there's plenty of, you know, time for, you know, if you play it enough, there's plenty of time for you to be able to, you know, see the whole map eventually in multiple matches. So as you saw in here, loot is actually the gear that is in the match, or in this game mode, will be loot based. So the higher tier of the loot, so it goes from green to blue to pink. It's pink, but I guess they meant for it to be purple or magenta or something like that, and then gold, which is the highest tier loot, and that will dictate what attachments there are to it. So green will have iron sights, no enhancements whatsoever, and then the gold, of course, will have everything, I guess, under the sun for that weapon to make it as best as possible. Now, if you're worried about vehicles, apparently there's a lot of anti-vehicle weapons in this game mode, so they won't be overpowered. You know, there's AT mines, as we saw. There's the grenade launchers, or the AT rocket pistol, I think is what it's called. I'm pretty sure there's, you know, Panzerfausts and stuff like that, and Piats. But the Firestorm itself, you can see, it just looks devastating. It really does. And I can't wait to see the destruction that this thing brings, because not every BR game's circle really kind of it doesn't destroy anything. You know, Frostbite is really the one of very few engines that actually uses destructibility in their video games, and or in the games that it's used in, and primarily Battlefield. This just looks great. So, you know, I can't wait to see the kind of destruction that brings. So there's the 17 vehicles. We got the amphibious vehicle right here. I can't remember the name of it. They said it in the video, and I've heard it a couple times, but I can't seem to remember the name. But it basically is an amphibious car. So you could drive it on land and then drive it in water, probably at a much slower speed, but you still can do it, which is nice. So you don't have to traverse all the way around, you know, a map just to get to the other side, or go across a bridge that's potentially a choke off or a choke point. So there's the rocket launcher there. So there's the loot. You also get armor plating. Backpacks you can upgrade as well. You start off with a backpack, I think that's green, and you can upgrade it to, I think it's either magenta or gold. I can't remember if they said there was a gold backpack or not, but you can see that, you know, you got the green weapons down here. There's a blue backpack. You know, obviously the higher tier of the backpack, the more stuff you can hold. Here's your inventory bar and how much space you have left in your backpack, and then you've got your ammo, which I'm not entirely sure if that contributes to the weight of the backpack or not. They do have it separated here, so you don't really have to open anything. All of the stuff that you need to know is right here in the bottom right corner. I actually kind of like that idea, so you don't have to stop in the middle of action just to open your backpack just to find out what you got or what you don't have. You can see everything here. Everything's labeled, and you know how many of it you have, so on and so forth, which is really nice. So I actually like that. The problem with this, of course, is apparently if you kill somebody and they're carrying 30 things, all 30 things just explode onto the ground instead of into one neat little box. So that's a problem. They're gonna have to fix that. Apparently they're working on it, according to the game changers. You got multiple different types of weapons. Here's a different biome. You got the snow, and you got the grassy biomes and stuff like that. But again, I mean, who would stand there? This is so not indicative of what would actually happen. If you see your buddy getting stabbed, you're going to start shooting at this guy. Granted, you might actually get stabbed still in the back, but you're still going to shoot him. You know, it's just ridiculous. I know it's just for the video and whatnot, but come on, dude, that's ridiculous. Nobody would stand there and just not shoot the guy. You'd be like, oh, maybe in real life you might be a little bit stunned at your buddy getting, you know, stabbed, but it's just like, this is a game, dude. As soon as you see somebody getting attacked, you're gonna start shooting at the other guy. It's being covered up here by this stupid thing, but down on the bottom there, you see the guy's down at 25 health. You start off with 150 health. And then if you add armor on top of that, armor actually in this game, like most of the recent BR games, acts as an extra set of health. So you can max out your armor at 150, so you basically have 300 health. Whereas in like games like Blackout and I said that really weird, Blackout, I was gonna say Black Ops 4, but Blackout and PUBG, armor's actually a damage mitigation instead of extra health. I'm still kind of torn on which one I like more, because of the fact that I've played Blackout, and armor is a pain in the butt in that game to deal with. You know, when you're shooting at somebody, all you hear is ting 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 ting, and it's just armor. You're not even touching their health, and it's so it seems like it's just a lot. Whereas in games like Fortnite and Apex Legends, it's just, you got your shields, which are basically just extra health, but it also seems to be not enough damage mitigation, or it doesn't seem to be, it seems like you get killed just as fast anyway, so the shields don't make any difference. So I don't know which one I like more. If armor actually worked for me like it works for everybody else, I'd be in favor of actual damage resistance, but I don't know. That's just me. This is going to be interesting. You know, obviously if you have more than one person opening it, it goes faster. I saw Jack Frags do this by himself, and yeah, it took a while. So you got your AT mines there, you got your rocket launcher, supply drops. What are we going here? The destructibility in this game, I'm very impressed with what I've seen so far in terms of the gameplay footage that the Game Changers have brought, or have shown. It is very impressive with the size of the map and the amount of players in it. You can level an entire building based on what I saw. Some buildings, I think 2-story buildings still technically stand. I'm not 100%, and only if they're touched by the Firestorm do they actually get destroyed completely. But that's a pretty cool screenshot right there. But overall, I'm excited for this. I hope you guys are. I think Battlefield 5 needs something to bring it out of this rut, because recently they showed their new roadmap, and it's sad. It's really sad. They're not bringing a whole lot to the table here, and Firestorm, they're probably banking on Firestorm to bring Battlefield 5 back into the spotlight, and I don't know if it's going to be enough. $60 is a really big asking price just to play a Battle Royale game. You know, I've already maxed out my level in multiplayer. Level 50 really wasn't that hard to get to. And now I'm just trying to do the challenges or the assignments, excuse me. And without the assignments constantly being active, it's a pain in the ass. But either way, what do you guys think? Have you guys seen any of the gameplay footage? Let me know what you think in the comments down below of Firestorm. Are you excited for yet another Battle Royale? Have you been interested in a Frostbite engine Battle Royale game? Or is this just becoming ridiculous and we have way too many Battle Royales on the market, and they should not even waste their time putting money and resources into this, into the development of this game mode? But until next time, guys, also don't forget to subscribe, and thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you didn't, and I will see you guys in the next one.